this computer. All right, hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to this Social Like Zoom. My name is Adam Levy from Canton, Connecticut. You've got Tuesday Night Live. We do it every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is the X-Team NuCalm Social Hour. Glad you could all be here. Looking forward to hearing some of your stories. Just to start out, Michael, you just recently brought up my tennis match today. I told Lori this story earlier tonight, but so my buddy Craig and I, we play tennis maybe once a week. He gets off work early, and we try to meet up at like 3:30 and play some tennis. And we've been playing indoors, most of the winter, obviously, but the last few weeks we've played outside. And the challenge this time of year with playing outside is you have to find a court that is open, that is free, that is available. And this time of year, you've got tennis teams from Avon High School and Simsbury High, and girls tennis and boys tennis, and there's people on the courts is basically what's going on. So we drove around today and I saw more of the Farmington Valley's tennis courts, and some of them had grass growing through it and nobody was on them, but you'd hurt yourself on them. And it was just one of those nights where we were just like, what is going on? Why can't we find a tennis court? I mean, literally, we drove around for 40 minutes, just 3 towns trying to find a tennis court. And we gave up pretty much. And we said, let's just play indoors tomorrow. So we did one of those. And as we were driving home, he was still behind me. He said, hey, let's try this one more time. And we went up to the one by the golf course here in Simsbury, and it was empty. The girls had gone home and the 4 courts were open. So we got on the court, started playing tennis. It's beautiful out. Everything's great. Some pickleball people came. And then these 2 guys came to play tennis, play singles on the far court. And they brought this dog with them. And, it's hard enough to play tennis with pickleball people who are new to tennis courts. They don't have the right etiquette. They'll walk into the door, walk across the court while you're in the middle of a point. They just aren't familiar. They just haven't, and that's fine. We can educate them. But these guys were playing tennis and they brought a dog on the court, a little white dog, tied the dog to the tennis net pole. And the dog is just barking. There's a playground on the other side. Dog's barking at the kids in the playground. We're trying to play tennis. My buddy Craig and I, we've been playing tennis since we were 5 years old. We're appalled. This is like the worst tennis etiquette ever. Like, who does that, right? And we're like, okay, maybe this dog will quiet down, whatever. We kept playing. And finally, we're just like, we're a few games in, and it's hard. The dog's just nonstop. And so these guys, they move the dog from the pole, the tennis net pole on the far end, and they move it in closer to us because it was away from the kids in the playground. And now the dog's even closer barking, right? We're just 1 court over or 2 courts over. And finally, I'm just like, enough's enough. And I go over and I'm thinking to myself, okay, how do I handle this? What am I going to do to not be a jerk here and to come across as just, I'm thinking, okay, I want to ask them nicely. I'm completely appalled, but I want to ask them nicely. I want to be nice to their dog, right?
You're keeping me in suspense.
I know the answer.
So I slowly walk over to the court. Now they're playing tennis, and I slowly walk over to the court. My buddy Craig is kind of walking from the other side, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going to be nice to this cute white dog that just keeps barking. And I, you put your hand out. You see this Band-Aid, guys? Dog bit my finger. Dog bit me, right?
No kidding.
Bit me on a tennis court. Who gets bitten by a dog on a tennis court? It doesn't happen.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, holy shit, this dog just bit me. I'm like, guys, what the hell? Get this dog off the court. Dogs don't belong on a tennis court. Get this dog off the court. One of them drags the dog off. The other guy was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I saw you coming. I tried to tell you to stop. And he says, you need a Band-Aid? I said, sure. So then he puts, he's got a Band-Aid. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm like, I'm not so worried about the dog bite. Just get this dog off the court. We can't, So he puts a Band-Aid on my finger and I'm like, okay, whatever. They put the dog in the car. Windows open. Now the dog's in the car barking. right, through the window. But we get on with our tennis match. I'm bleeding. It's coming through my Band-Aid. It's all over my tennis racket. And I have to play another set and a half of tennis because, got to play on through. And so that happened to me today. And I'm thinking to myself, I cannot wait to get home and try rescue. my nerves are frazzled. And really, this dog like left a serious, and this is the hand that you hold the tennis racket with. So it's like messed up my serve. I lost both sets, and I got bit by a dog on a tennis court.
And you didn't go for a tetanus shot.
Well, it wasn't a stray dog. I think I'll be okay.
What did they say when you
Well, they were really apologetic. They were very apologetic. They were very nice. I just don't know how people don't understand tennis court. And I understand if you're new and because you just picked up pickleball and you're gonna walk across the court in the middle of my serve, okay, you're new to a tennis court. That's fine. But these guys are actually not playing pickleball. They're playing tennis, and they've got a dog. And who brings a dog to a tennis court? It's fine if the dog's quiet, maybe, but still, it's just wrong. You just don't want dogs on a tennis court.
I'm just curious. I'm curious what they said when you told them that your sister-in-law was an attorney.
I didn't get into that, and I was really clear. I was like, listen, your dog bit me. It was my bad. I shouldn't have put my hand out there, but whatever. Get this dog off the freaking court.
Was it up to date on its rabies?
I didn't ask those kinds of questions. I think I'll live.
Sandronized on it.
But what do I need to put? Citrus
and then the citrus silk.
There you go. Okay, that's how I'll repair it. Thank you, Deb. Appreciate that.
Surprised.
Appreciate that. Oh my God. Anyway, I'll be doing a little VT rescue after the Zoom tonight, so I should be in good shape. But anyway, thanks everybody for hopping on tonight. Steal the thunder, but you had to hear that story because really, who gets bit by a dog on a tennis court? Anyway, so hey, let's hear some testimonies. Joan, I know you've got one. Maybe you can share what your latest is. I know it's not going to be as good as my story, but go ahead.
No, I can't beat that, Adam. Well, all you got is an old lady here. I'm 76, and I can tell you that having NuCalm has really created a whole new life for me. And so I'm really excited. I think I could have taken that little dog on today, taken her for a walk or something.
Delicious.
And that's what really happened to me. Over the last years, I had Guillain-Barré, and so my ability to walk and be really agile and things like that has been a challenge for a long time. And since I came to Social X, and then now the addition with NuCalm, it has given me an ability to keep up with my kids when we go for a walk. That's a big deal.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Joan,
it
tell
is.
them about your weight loss too.
Yeah, I want to hear about that. That'd be great.
Oh,
That's really
well, there's more to
huge.
come, but I've lost 34 pounds.
Wow!
That
Congratulations.
is amazing.
Yeah.
No, so tell
And
us, which products, Joan, do you attribute that weight loss to?
Well, I like the burn a lot. I think that really keeps that boost going, but I use the shake all the time. And I've really gotten to where I'm kind of in a slump because I love to put cinnamon in it and just mix it up with, things like that, something pretty simple, and take off with it. And it's just really been a good deal.
That is fantastic.
I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, Joan, keep us posted. Congratulations on that weight loss. That's a significant amount of weight. You're going to feel that every day, right? You're going to feel the difference on that.
Yeah.
And how long, Joan? How long is that? How long has that taken?
Well, it took about, I was probably about a little over a year to get that. And so it didn't just run off right away, but I've been keeping it off. That's been the big thing. Usually, I'd lose weight and here it'd come back to me, kind of like the dog. It just wouldn't leave you alone. So that was where I was at, but I'm really feeling good, and it's gotten the hint and left me alone. And so I'm on to some more.
It's not easy as we get older.
No, it really isn't. Your body just doesn't let it go.
Yeah. Congratulations.
That is awesome.
That's
So
wonderful.
thanks for bringing it up, Deb. She's a good promoter and support.
Deb is an awesome support. Deb, I know you've been using NuCalm now for since it's come out. What is the biggest takeaway that you've gotten for your business, number one, but number two, for your own personal health?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is my sleep at night, because my mind doesn't shut off, and I never could sleep past 4 hours, 4.5 hours. Then I get tired in the afternoon. Now, I think one day last week I slept 9 hours. I was like, who are you? Where'd you come from? But I love the rescue. And all I do is I put it on people and I let them try it. They're coming out. They like my new house out here. So I go, oh, try this. And, they're just having great results. I mean, some of the people that I've had in business, you and I have been in business, 4 decades now, telling our age, but, just the excitement that have come from the doctors that I have under me and, different clients over this, because I didn't know too much about it when it first came out, but they caught on right away. And so seeing my downline grow is the most excitement in the business. It's fun. But I wanted to tell you about the shakes too. I have a girl named Ashley, and she's a young girl and struggled with weight for the last 2-3 years. They've been trying everything. Well, now they love the burn, and they mix the burn in the shake and say that it tastes like mint. So if you like mint chocolate, I don't know, I haven't tried it, but
they open up the shape and burn and put it into and mix it in with the shake.
I don't know whether they throw the whole capsule in.
Oh, yeah, it's digestible. I guess they just blend it up, right? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. All right.
So now she's turning on other people for that. So
hey, that's not a bad. I mean, look, if you don't like swallowing pills, why not throw one in there, right? Or 2 or 3?
And I like that she likes it. I mean, she's finally found something that she likes and is getting results. When she gets there, I'll have her on.
Please do, please do. What I love about the base of this shake, or the shake itself, I use it as a base, right? I mean, people make pancakes out of the vanilla one, right? They do creative things with it. I always make something out of the shake. Like one of my latest that I do all the time is the orange creamsicle, which I'm sure people have heard me talk about. But a bunch of ice cubes, maybe a half an orange, or those little cuties. Maybe a half of one of those to get that in there. But I always zest the peel. You get the oils, the orange oils, you zest it, you put that in there. Maybe even a little splash of vanilla, which is nice. Blend that up, and you get this frosty, like orange Julius creamsicle kind of a thing. I just look forward to that one. Also, I do a mint chip. You mentioned mint chip, the vanilla. I got fresh mint growing in the yard. I just throw a pile of that in there, and then some really dark chocolate, bitter dark chocolate chips. Throw that in there, blend it up, and now you got a mint chip shake that you could just die for. So I really enjoy doing, and then of course chocolate and peanut butter, which everybody does that. But those are my favorite recipes and my go-tos. And when you have one of those shakes, you are doing some great stuff for your gut bio, your gut flora, right? What am I trying to say?
Microbiome.
Your biome. Thank you. Your gut biome. That's the word. You're populating it, right? You're getting those prebiotics and probiotics. There's prebiotics feeding the probiotics in the shake, and then it's feeding you, and it's really a huge part of your immune system, and you feel a difference when you use that shake consistently. So that's a great one, and there's just no limits to what you can do with it. All righty, let's see. Anyone else? Michael, did you have anything you wanted to add about NuCalm lately? I know you've gotten some great results with it.
Well, you guys know how I feel about rescue. Rescue's the big deal for me. It's just doing an awful lot. I feel great, and I go back and forth between the VT20 and the VT40, and I like the Ignite when I go into the gym in the morning. I tell you, there's a lot of apps on the Ignite.
Yeah, there's a lot of options on there, isn't there? There's a lot of different tracks that you can choose from.
No, it's not the Ignite.
Priming.
Yeah, is it priming or focus?
One of those two.
With Tony Robbins, and
Yes, right.
there's a
Yeah.
whole bunch.
Yeah.
It's pretty good to listen to. Laurie, did you have a testimonial on your sleep with Deep Sleep or whatever app that you used?
So I love the power nap. I, I'm busy all day. I've tried now and then to do because you told me, Michael, you did the rescue and I did the stress one day. My stress was like 57 or something. And
Oh, that's not
what?
good.
No, and I did a 20-minute power nap. That was with the power nap. And after the 20-minute power nap, I was in the 70, I was in a good range. I love the power nap. It's hard during the day when you're busy to have the time to take like the hour to do, but I'd like to work that into my schedule. But I feel you start that power nap and after a couple minutes, you just feel like whoosh, like you feel it working. You really do. You really do. So I love that. And at night, I can't wait to go to sleep and just turn it on. And because I've been doing the VT one, and the vagus nerve, that's people are talking about that now, and they know. I was at a meeting today and mentioned it, and a few people were like, "Oh yeah, that is connected to everything." And yeah. So I love my sleep. I have not done the other ones yet. I have to maybe tomorrow.
They're really great to use in different parts of your day. The focus ones, I love. I'll put the headset on if I'm working on a project or I'm working on posts or something I got to get concentrated on. You do one of those, you can do focus, you can do concentration, you can do on purpose. There's a bunch of different ones. But if you get yourself in there and go, you'd be amazed at how you get shit done. It is
I need to do that. I'll do that tomorrow. I
It is
promise.
because you think about it, we chase squirrels all day long, right? Email comes in, phone call, text comes in. Oh, there's a video, but, and right, this is what we do all as humans. We're like squirrels doing this all day long, and then hours have gone by, and what have you gotten accomplished, right? And that's a human nature thing that we're all dealing with. So to be able to pop that on and to say, okay, I'm going to take care of this task till completion, and then you feel great about getting something done as opposed to doom scrolling or chasing squirrels all day long. So yeah, get good at some of those, Lori. Sandra,
Yeah.
I know I see you over there, Sandra. Thanks for hopping on tonight. You are a rock star. Tell us what's going on with you and NuCalm. How's it working for you?
Brand new. It's crazy cool. I've used HemiSync for years and years, so I thought I knew it all. And so
What was
NuCalm
the
is
name
like
of that? Can you
HemiSync
Penny?
meditation. I used to do it like for about 7 years I've done it. So I know rewiring the brain, I know all the things. I didn't know all the things. NuCalm is like 1,000 times more than HemiSync. It's super cool to feel the difference in your brain where it hits. So I do focus. I have the same kind of squirrels as Adam. I do focus on loop, and I don't actually put my headset on because I have to be aware of what's going on. I honestly just prop it up against my one of my monitors, and I still get enough on that. That keeps me super on task, makes my daughter really happy. Um, Sleep is beyond. I have a German Shepherd that thinks she needs to be on guard all night long. She's actually sleeping through the night. Hallelujah. So everyone should have this. And why we don't have thousands and thousands pouring in, I don't know yet.
You know what I
But
think it is, Sandra? Thank you for sharing that, by the way. And I'm glad your dog is getting some rest. This is going to be a dog themed call, apparently.
it is apparently.
Um, but I think what it is, a lot of it is that this is new for people, right? Even
Yeah.
yourself, you're somebody that is into meditation and has done that for many years. And yet, when someone introduced you to this, you were like, is this something like I already know about, right? And that's somebody who already knows about meditation. And you just said, no, it's nothing like that. It's so much better. And so you are talking about educating people on something that a lot of folks aren't really aware of yet, right? But if you knew that you could, solve a lot of these neurological and health issues, nervous system problems with an app, wouldn't you want to know about it, right? So there's a curiosity factor that needs to happen. Here's what I want to bring to the point of what I want to talk about tonight, and that is posting. Laura, you came up with something just now that reminded me, is that test that you take, right? The stress test. When you get a high score on that, take a screenshot, right? I took a screenshot the other day of my deepest sleep app at in the morning. It registered 9 hours and 27 minutes when I got up, right? And I'm like, oh, that's like a high score. I took a picture of that, right? I said, this is going to be a good post, okay? And you're going to post about that, and you're going to comment about it, how this is not usual for me. This app has done this, right? And it's going to take people some time to see something like that, and to see another, and to see a stress test, and to see another post, because it is new for them, right? They got to wrap their heads around it, right? A little bit. And so my message to you on this is just be consistent with your posting, right? I know we talked, Sandra, you and I talked the other day about scheduling, right? Scheduling your posts. And a good idea is to, maybe it's a Sunday or maybe it's a Monday or whatever day of the week that works for you to plan your week. You want to put together a week's worth of posts and schedule them. Facebook allows you to do that. If you got your Facebook connected to Instagram, well, guess what? When it posts on Facebook, it's going to post on Instagram as well. So schedule that stuff out so that you're not a slave to social media when it comes to the creative side of it, creating the content, right? Spend an hour or wherever it takes you to put together a week's worth of content and posts, and then schedule that stuff out. Facebook lets you do that. Pick the times that make the most sense, 8 to 9 in the morning, if that is what works, or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever the best timing is for you, that is going to, your audience is going to see it the best. And don't be afraid to use AI, right? I mean, I hope there's people that are starting to learn about that. And if they're not already using some AI as a guidepost on how to post, what to post, creating content, let's just say it's just the what to say, the copy, right? You can describe a photograph or you can describe an image to ChatGPT or Claude, and it'll spit back what the copy should be for it if you've got, some AI set up properly, right? And so if that's something that's new to you or you want to know more about that, you're going to need to ask. But, this is something that you want to start digging into, because this is how people save time in their life, right? You don't want to be a slave to social media. You want to be able to schedule stuff. And when I talk about scheduling, hey, that's there's nothing to do with AI there, right? That's just you sitting down, putting together some images, putting together some copy. If you want to use AI for it, great. But then scheduling, that's something that you're doing. That's not an AI thing, right? That's just you going into Facebook and saying, instead of hitting post, you're going to hit schedule. And then it's going to, give you options, or you're going to pick the time and the date and all that. So, I've got
just make sure, Adam, that they're in business mode.
Yeah, you need to be in professional mode.
Or professional mode, because it doesn't work on regular.
Perfect. There you go. That's a good information, right? I always assumed everybody was already advanced to that. But yes, you want to be in a business mode. They've got a whole meta dashboard for you when you're set up like that. And you can, schedule stuff out 15, 20, you can do your whole month if you want. Obviously, it's going to take some time, but think about the freedom that you'll have when you schedule a week or more in advance to be able to do other things to build your business, right? Because we all know that when we're not consistent with social, the algorithm drops off, less people are seeing our stuff, right? There's less commenting, there's less stuff going on. It's the consistency and then the interactivity of your posts with the people that are commenting. That's all important stuff. But if you're spending all your time figuring out, what am I going to post? where am I going to get this art? What am I going to do? And that's what your whole day looks like. Then, you're wasting your time, right? You want to be able to be effective at that. And so if that's not something that you're effective at yet, get good at scheduling and creating. And just know that being consistent is the key to success with any kind of social media. It's not the only thing that I do, right? It's one of the things that I do. And I get very consistent about it. And so people do comment and they ask, and my call to action is calm or reset or Vegas or whatever it is that I'm doing. People are, interacting, but generally they're people that have seen 4 or 5 or 10 different posts of mine. And they finally go, okay, what is it about this Vegas nerve again? I got to know, right? And now I'm in a conversation with those people. I've got people in different countries that have commented, and they're now getting started with Social X and with NuCalm. And it's just a matter of consistency, right? That's the key to it. So anyway, that was my message for tonight. I wanted to make sure everybody was plugged in on that. And if you need any help in that area, just reach out, and love to help you with that and give you some ideas. I know Mike puts out a post of the day kind of a thing that you can use. And if you're friends with enough of us, you just copy and paste what other people are doing. Don't worry, your audience is not exactly the same as Deb Hull's audience or Lori's audience, right? They're different. People are going to see it, different eyeballs. So it's not a problem that we're all posting some of the same stuff. Obviously, make it your own, rewrite it a little bit. Don't tell somebody else's story if their story's in it. Make it your own, right? But this is what we all do to make our lives easier. So take advantage of that. All right, big event this week. Another Jim Pool Q&A with David D'Arcangelo coming up on Thursday night. I got to tell you, if you want to move the needle in your business, you got to have people see those interviews with Jim Pool. There is nothing better than them. I like to listen to those Q&As 2, 3, 4 times. I watch the replays, and I learn so much from them. And I'm able to just, have a better understanding of how NuCalm works, and I'm able to tell the stories better because I've heard so many times, Jim Pool talk about the origin and the science and how long things took, that it took 9 years to go from having to wear a headset to being able to do it through a Bluetooth speaker so you could sleep at night with a Bluetooth speaker versus a headset. It took 9 years to develop that. I know that because I've heard him say it a bunch of times, right? I've been on a bunch of his things. So you'll learn what you need to learn, and anybody that is plugged into that is going to be intrigued. And if they can't be there live, well, there'll always be the replay, but you want to get good at making sure people have enough interest that they'll listen to a longer form video, like something like that. So that's the message for tonight. Hope everybody enjoyed this. This has been...
Joan's got something to say.
Joan has a question.
Oh, there's a question. Go ahead, Joan.
You're muted, Joan.
Hold on, Joan. You're still muted, Joan. Oh,
there we go.
Okay.
I didn't realize this. Anyway, one of the things that I've been working with is I've talked with people. You can take them along quite a ways, and then all of a sudden, when you get to the point to where the waves go where, they forget about the G5 and all the other stuff that's in the air coming all over, and they just think about, what are they going to do to me? And I think it's just a misunderstanding of, what it is that's going on, and not an understanding of the power that they would receive if they're not.
Absolutely. Joan, this is a thing that you learn by being on these calls. And I like to let people know, I say, look, we're not delivering anything to you. We're not delivering frequencies, okay? We're not giving you we're not pushing stuff on you. What we're doing is we're guiding your own brain to its own frequency. That's what we're doing. That's different. That's patented. No one else is doing that. These other things are delivering frequencies to parts of your body, okay? We're not delivering anything. What we're doing is guiding your own brain to a certain frequency at the push of a button, depending on what state you want to be in. Mic drop. No one's doing that. That's it. We're one of one, right? So that's how I answer that for people is make sure that they understand. Now, we're not delivering anything to you. Your own brain is in charge. You're giving us permission to guide you to the place that you would like to be, and that's what the patents are all about with NuCalm, and it's a game changer. So anyway, thanks.
That's really a big deal, is learning the vocabulary of how to address that part of it.
Yes,
because I think that's where a lot of people pull back, as you get that close, and it's you gotta.
That is important to be able to differentiate that. And so again, I learned that from Jim Poole, of course. All right, everybody, we're out of time here, but I want to thank you all for hopping on tonight. Again, Thursday night, Jim Poole, David DiArcangelo, 9 p.m., socialxwebinar.com. You don't want to miss it. Coming up at 9 o'clock tonight, in just about a half an hour, also socialxwebinar.com. Stu is always doing an opportunity presentation, and he's always awesome. So plug in on that as well. Everybody have a great night. Thank you, Adam. You guys have a great night. Bye-bye for now, everybody.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you all.
Thanks, Adam.
Bye-bye.